Welcome in, you guys. It's good you came. Today is Tuesday, April 8th already. We got snow here in Anchorage, even though the pussy willows are blooming. But I'll just continue showing our class dates so that we keep up on our schedule. Today's April 8th, and we'll go all the way until our last class will be April 29th. For today, we're going to finish that recording of Antonia Jack Nechiu Deshit. And afterwards, we'll talk about her recording. And then we'll have a discussion today. We got a couple good emails from students asking for help about their formal self-introduction and their names. And so we'll go over those. And then if we have time at the end, we can start talking about the seal. So for the recording, we chose this recording of Nikki Deshit because it has a good example of her giving an informal self-introduction. But then she follows her informal introduction by with like a funny story. And then she performs the song, or she and her dance group performed the wedding march. And it's a really cool piece of culture that she shares, and her speech is awesome. So we've been watching her video, and in our last class, we had to end it early, right before the wedding march. So today we'll pick up where we left off.
We
But
don't know if uh, it's a traditional march or it was made up specifically for it. It sounded like it was made up specifically for this event, where she talked about trying to make a wedding dress for her daughter who lost 16 pounds, and she had to redo the dress. And her last words were, "I don't go on a diet until after you're married."
yeah,
So and the other thing that I wanted to mention was I've been asked before about the Tlingit style wedding ceremony. I have never really heard any specific events as to how how it was done. The only thing I know about Tlingit weddings was it was a father who conducted the wedding ceremony. And I heard the joke early in life about this man. After the missionaries and people were in a territory, he was all excited, getting ready, running around doing things to get ready for his daughter's wedding. And somebody was trying to tell him, and they said, wait a minute. Don't you know that nowadays it's the judge that has to conduct the wedding ceremony? He said, why? He said, won't you tell the judge to get his own daughter? And that was the joke. So, uh, so anyway, I don't know what happened specifically with that story, but um, it was such a cute story. I never forgot it. But if anybody knows any more about cricket weddings, uh, or you have heard or read something, we sure would like to know about it. But this is a really neat march, uh, and you could just see how it would really work as a wedding march, but it's sung in cricket with drumming.
wow, cool. It's awesome. Should we open it up for questions or comments before we play the video, or shoot the video first?
Yeah, I want to know if anybody has ever heard what a cricket wedding ceremony was like.
I don't know.
If uh, anybody gets into a discussion like that, that would be interesting to find out. But that was all I know. But in recent years here in Anchorage, I did attend a couple getting married. They had blankets, and uh, we had as his aunts, uh, his there was two of us that had to approve the wedding, but the ceremony was in English. But they had blankets, and they had a long leather strap that they draped over each wrist to hold them together. It wasn't tied, it was just draped, but it was such a neat idea. So we are kind of open to this kind of ceremony. Then they went ahead with the state legal uh, ceremony. So
Hmm. How many people did you say had to approve of the wedding?
well, there was two of us that had to go up and approve uh, the wedding. So, but it used to be, I know one of the things they used to do was all the um, grandmothers, mothers, aunts
Mhm.
were the emissaries to go and propose. They take gifts, and so then if the gifts are accepted, then the wedding is on. So I guess um, based on those ideas, where the aunts were and the grandmothers were uh, a big part of getting the approval. That kind of ties into that. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was made up. I didn't make it up.
Mhm.
Somebody made it up, and we went through that. They told
Mhm.
me uh, because you're the aunt, you have to do this. So I said okay, because I wanted to be a part of that. It was really neat.
Mm.
And Shirley, did you say that the leather strap was tied to them or was draped over their arms?
It was draped over their wrists.
Mm.
Oh,
So as they held their hands together, uh, and then the leather strap was kind of draped over both wrists.
wow. And so was this your nephew or your niece that you went on behalf of?
This is my brother's uh, grandson, so it was
Um,
my uh, great nephew.
see.
Wow.
Very cool. Anybody else have comments or questions related to wedding ceremonies?
Maybe we should work on it together and try to come up with a modern day cricket style uh, ceremony. So it was held in addition to the legal state ceremony, and the legal state ceremony doesn't even have to be conducted by a person in charge. I don't know if you know that or not, but
Oh,
you sign the papers, that's it, and anybody can come around and say your best friend say, can you read uh, these oaths of marriage? And they do it, and it's legal after they sign the papers. So the state is kind of quite open to a system that we can work on. Be interesting.
hmm. When you said that, I just remembered that I helped officiate a wedding, and I didn't really think about it until right now, but two of my friends got married and they're both Tlingit and Haida, and they asked me to give a blessing in the Tlingit language, and they asked Ben Young to give a blessing in the Haida language, and then President Peterson gave a officiated it in English, and that was really cool.
I think since we're kind of open uh, to design something, that we should go ahead and say, somebody calls me and say, how do you do it? I can say, here's what we designed. So I think it would be kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
But with the button blankets,
Uh-huh.
it just really adds to the ceremony.
Hmm. By having the bride and groom wear them.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, they were the only ones.
Mm.
Yeah.
I like the approval by the groom's grandmother's aunts and mother.
Or sisters.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
sister.
the traditional way was the emissaries were the grandmother, it could be the grandmother, the mother, and the sisters were the ones that negotiated wedding.
And would they negotiate the bride price, what the groom pays?
Uh, yeah, it's kind of like a dowry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if the groom and his family accepts it, then the wedding's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you decide what the gifts are that you bring?
It's up to the ladies.
Uh,
Some can afford like it's a dowry, so some can afford a really nice one, but they can still put together a pretty good one to negotiate with.
mhm. One time I was working for my mentor in Juneau, and she, same person, she's Tlingit and Haida. She wanted to set me up with her cousin, and our supervisor overheard us, and he goes, "Who?" And we told him the name, and he goes, he goes, "That's my nephew. Bring me 5 deer skins and we'll talk."
Yeah, I don't know if the bridegroom can make demands, but uh, uh, I thought it was a pretty I want to say open, but that's not the word. Pretty receptive, and or they can say no.
Okay.
And I thought, oh man, the girl doesn't have a choice, the guy does.
Oh. Uh,
Just there's a lot, there was a lot tied into arranging marriage, status, tribal
mm,
status, not just wealth, but status and things like that. So
mhm. Very cool.
anyway,
Anybody else has comments or questions?
so we can hear the song.
Okay. I'm gonna hit play and then fast forward to the song. One moment, we're almost there. Make sure I got the beginning. Hang on. Okay.
Well, that's all for now.
Mm.
The last thing she said was, I sang the song that she kept in step with the drum as she went down the aisle.
Cool. So cool. Well, it's 12:22. Are there any other questions or comments about wedding ceremonies or the wedding march we just watched? Okay. So I don't see Abby here today, but what do you think, Shirley? Should we still go over hers so she could watch the recording?
Yeah, I think so. And also, we need to point out the where she said, let's see, it's the last line, but we'll talk about it when we come to it.
Okay. So Abby, when you watch this, we'll go ahead and record it and then we'll talk about the last line. So Abby's introduction sounds like this. Tleitchach Abby Yuchat Duasak. Lingit Reinach Tashi Yuchat Duasak. Tequedinach Chet City. Hoots Hit Dach. Irish Cherokee nach Chet City. German English Yedia Yechet. Tanta Kwana Yechet. Takjakan Kwan Yechet Yeti. And so we need to fix this last line, but the English translation is in English, I am called Abby. In Tlingit, I am called Tashe. Name meaning is basket with the sun coming out of it. Adopted in honor of Esther Shea, the original bearer of this name by Tlewan Willard Jackson Sr. I belong to the Tequedi clan from the Brown Bear House. My mom's family is Irish Cherokee. My dad's family is German English. I am from the Sea Lion tribe of Ketchikan. I've also heard it called the Tongass tribe. I live on the land of the Coast Town tribe on Prince of Wales, also known as now Cuddy Bay. Shirley, did you want to add anything?
Uh, no, what I'm wondering about the last line is, um, um, is that with the word Kwan? Is that the name of the town?
Mm, that's the name of the people of that area. Let me find in the book the name of the town because we looked at a map and this bay she's talking about, now Cuddy Bay, is closest to the town of Craig. And so what I would do next is look in my book on place names for Craig and see if there's a word here, Sean Seat, for Craig. So if I were Abby, I would swap out instead of Takchikan Kwan Kiechatiti, I would say Sean Seat Kiechatiti. And that would mean,
Yeah, I think we'll want to have a discussion with her. If somebody taught that to her, that was the right way to say it from that area, then we have to accept it. But otherwise, to make it more clear for us Northerners, uh, to uh, to say where actually it's Sean seat. So
I see.
yeah, but it
Okay.
is I think in really good order, and it sounds good, and just to make sure she translates it for the people that don't know it, that language.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, because in the English version, she tells a little bit about Esther Shea, so that really adds to it. It's good.
Okay. Awesome. So if she chooses to use Sean seat, the way she would say that is Shansi Tikiachatiati. Or
Yeah.
I live in Craig. Good. And then Derek, you also had a question about your name, and Shirley and I started to talk about it, but we might need to do a little research. Yeah, Shirley, more about Tom Eucas.
What did you find out in your search?
Nothing. I didn't really start my search yet. Derek, did you want to give us more information?
No, that what I sent you is basically all I was able to find on it. Just looking through whatever I could find, and I found a different spelling. And so I was just trying to see what I could line up with that for meaning.
So,
So it is a Tlingit word, that last name.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I know Tom Eucas. Or I
Oh
know
yeah, he was
him.
dad's uncle.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about a gentleman. Oh my. What a wonderful person he was. Very kind and patient and helpful.
Yeah, I
Never,
never met him, unfortunately.
he never spoke uh, any mean words, and he always had something good to say about everybody and everything. So he was really, uh, it got to the point where we turned to him for a lot of things when I was living in Wrangell. So he was always available to come and help. But I originally I thought UCAS was uh, Russian, but I don't know. I don't know Russian.
That was
Uh,
my leaning as well. But the photo said that that was the original spelling was Yika apostrophe AS, and that it was a Tlingit word. So then I went looking and I couldn't find a whole lot.
yeah, yeah, because we don't have a U, we have an U. So it could be UCAS. So yeah, with a Y. Yeah, YU. You.
Now, the one I found was a eye with an about with a slanted dot.
Yeah, that's the old style of because that would then be yay instead of you. So, yeah, but that's really an interesting find for me because I knew who he was. Uh,
Yeah, well, thank you for the small story about him. Appreciate that. That's true.
yeah,
so
the people in Wrangell were a lot of it were kind of descendants of the Esther Shea area further down near Tongass, near Prince of Wales Island. So our knowledge is kind of limited uh, in the style of things they said. Also, if you find it, old spelling where people tried to write Tlingit as they heard it, it really it makes it difficult because they don't give an example of what it might sound like. I wish they would say, uh, this is this sounds like you, or this sounds like yay,
Hmm.
or something like that. So, but they don't. Uh,
Eric, do you have a Tlingit name? I didn't write one down for you.
Yeah, it's Kakina. I think it's underline Kaakkeena.
Akina. Ganaftish. Well, we'll keep our eyes out. I didn't have time to start research, but I'll keep my eye out and keep you updated on what we find.
Ganesh.
Uh,
we're really getting an introduction to that area, and that's good because of Abby and the information that we got about her and the research we had to do with that. And where did you find the spelling?
It's on some old newspaper database thing. I'll have to look up the exact link, but yeah, some old photograph records thing. And the spelling was provided by Steve Brown, I want to say. I could be wrong.
Yeah, because I was going to say it was the census people. I was kind of amazed at how good they were at trying to spell, because it came across uh, with the Tlingit sounds. So
yeah, our family has that too, where someone took screenshots, or not screenshots, but photos of handwritten notes from the old census. And we found a lot of our traditional Athabascan names spelled that way from census people writing them down.
yeah, I know. I saw the record from 1900. I think it was, or 1910, and the thing about natives were they didn't count us. We didn't count. They only counted the white people. And but if the census taker happens to run across a native, they did do a write-up on that. And so from that source, I was beginning to pick up the Tlingit names. That was from Huna area or the Ak Bay area.
Mm.
And so, hey, I know the name. Of course, 1900, I wouldn't know that people, uh, but the name still existed in Huna, so you can count on that. We were good keepers of names,
Hmm.
so it's usually worth the research. The BIA also did their own census, but it wasn't. It was just kind of like uh, wherever they can. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It,
Yeah.
it wasn't as detailed and as like send people around to all the different places. I'm not quite sure how they did it, but the BIA does keep, they did keep a census, so that's a place you might want to look. The BIA said census for certain years, and I'm not sure how they exactly how they did it. I uh, I found out about it uh, trying to uh, get some work done about my grandfather, and my parents. I They said the BIA has records, and that was here in Anchorage.
Mm.
And so I said, really? And I went, but I found uh, the records, uh, and they kind of put English names and first names. They give the name of the adults and the first names only of the children.
Mm.
Uh, but I had to because of uh, the meter on my car. I didn't want to get a ticket, so I just marked it down as something I wanted to something more I wanted to look at.
Mm.
Um, and then when I went back, it was gone.
Mm.
Closed it.
Oh.
Where it went to. I asked at the BIA office here, and they said, "Oh yeah, we have records, but just try to find somebody who will help you find it."
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have 20 minutes left of class. Does anybody want to practice their formal self-introduction? I have it up on the screen here.
I missed this one session that did this. I think I was in the car and I was just sort of practicing while I was driving, so I haven't done much.
Okay, let's give it a go. You want to just repeat after me? I'll do yours. I'll
Sure.
like, yeah, where it says name, I'll use your name and you can repeat after me.
Okay.
And so the first line, you'll use your English name, but let's just do a couple words at a time. So the first two words, repeat after me. Tleitcha,
Late ka,
Reinach,
enough,
Evelyn, Yuchat, Duasak.
Evelyn, Dua, Suak,
Yeah, let's break that one down. So this last word, repeat after me. Duasak.
Dua Sak,
Good. Yeah, I can hear that you're rounding your lips when you do this K, which is perfect. So let's do that word again. Duasak.
Dua Sak,
Yeah. And then these two words, Yuchat.
Yuchat,
Let's put them together. Yuchat duasak.
Yuchat, Dua Sak.
Yeah,
Oh,
good.
very good. Yeah, okay.
Really good. So the first three words mean in English, and then you say your name, and these last three words mean I am called.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's do it again. The first part. Dleitcha Reinach,
Late ka, Genach,
Evelyn,
Evelyn,
Yuchat duasak.
Yuchat, Dua Sak.
Good. Next line is the same words, except now you do your Tlingit name. So instead of Dleitcha, which means white man, you say Lingit. And so repeat after me. Lingit,
Tlingit,
Reinach,
Genach,
Na Leisgun Kla,
Nahe Skunkla,
Yuchat duasak.
Yuchat, Dua Sak.
Good. So back to the top, repeat after me. Tleitcha Reinach,
Leid ka chenach,
Evelyn Yuchat Duasag,
Evelyn Yuchat Duazak,
good. Lingit Reinach,
Ringet chenach,
Na Le Skun Tla,
He Skun Kla,
Yuchat Duasag,
Yuchat Duazak.
good. And then the next line is your clan, and it's on your mother's side. So, however you identify your heritage on your mother's side is what you would put here.
Nationality,
Well,
your nationality.
okay, so my mother's mother, boy, it's tricky. I mean, they were from Ohio,
Uh,
but I've traced my mother's family all the way to like the Mayflower.
cool.
But like, so she's probably English, Scottish, but my family's all from Ohio more currently, but I would say, yeah, English or Scottish,
Uh-huh. So I'm gonna put that here.
just because that's on my mother's side. My mother's father was from Czechoslovakia
Uh,
original, his family.
good. Okay. So we'll do English, Scottish, na City. So this is where you just say, oops,
Mhm,
your nationality, and then let's practice these three words, starting at the end with the last one. Repeat
mhm.
after me, city,
City,
and then say Chat City.
Hut City,
Now this say this word nach.
Nach,
hmm all three words. Nach Chat City.
Nach, Hut City.
Good. This is like nationality or clan, and then I am.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the whole line would be repeat after me. English, Scottish, nach Chat City.
Sorry, there was an announcement.
It's okay.
Okay. English, Scottish, nach Hut City.
Good. So back at the top, I just like lots of repetitions. So let's do this from the top. Repeat after me. Dleitcha Reinach.
Dleitcha Chenach.
Uh-huh. I have a typo in your name. Hold on. Oops. Next line. Evelyn Yuchat Duasak.
Evelyn Yuchat Duasak.
Good. Next one. Lingit Reinach.
Chenach.
Na Le Skun Tla.
Skunkla.
Yuchat Duasak.
Yuchat Duasak.
English, Scottish, nach Chat City.
English, Scottish, nach Hut City.
Yeah. Next line is optional. This is your clan house. And you and I don't have clan houses since
Mhm,
we're not Clinket on our mother's side. So
mhm.
skip that line.
Okay.
And then next one, I'm child of the clan. And so this is where you put your father's heritage.
Mhm.
So how would you
So
identify?
my father is English too. He thought he was Irish, but I dug into it. I mean, he is Irish on if you branch out, but he was mostly English. Like one of our relatives I found out got burnt at the stake. It was the last person to get burnt at the stake in England. and
Oh.
they burnt him at the stake twice. He repented, and so they let him down, but then he was back at his ways and they put him back up.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for laughing.
No, in German, they have like twice baked bread, and I think of him as twice baked. I'm sorry, that's horrible.
Pretty bad, but I can't. Okay. All right. So we'll go with English.
By King James, the guy that made the Bible, no less.
Whoa.
Yeah, I am a heretic. I don't know how to say that.
I don't think we have a word for that.
That's okay.
I haven't seen one. Uh okay, so if we say English, what
Yeah.
is that? Okay.
Uh,
Child of in Tlingit is the way you say that's your father's people. You're the child of your father's people.
Okay.
Yeah, and this word is child of. Repeat after me. Yadi.
Yadi,
Yeah. And then ayachat.
ayachat,
Good. These are all high tones, so that sounds good. This means I am. Ayachat.
ayachat,
Uh-huh. So the three words together. Yadi ayachat.
yadi, ayachat,
Good. So the with English, the nationality, English, yadi ayachat.
English, yadi, ayachat,
Yeah, good. Ah, Um, so from the top, Tleitcha Chénach,
leidka, chinach,
Evelyn Yuchat Duasak,
Evelyn, you, chat, duasak,
Lingit Chénach,
klinget, chinach,
Na Lle Skuntla,
nachle, skuntla,
Yuchat Duasak,
you, chat, duasak,
English Scottish Nach Chat City,
English, Scottish, nachat, city,
English Yadi Ayachat.
English, yadi, ayachat,
Good. And then next one is where you're from, and this can be open, like we
Ohio.
talked Ohio is where you grew up.
Yeah, we were all born in the same hospital.
And were you
My
raised
parents,
there?
yeah,
So Shirley, would you recommend her saying I was born in Ohio or I was raised in Ohio or I'm from Ohio?
Uh, Right, I think, what do we usually say? Ohio, uh, is that where we say, Ohio corn?
Maybe.
No.
Or Ohio Dach
uh,
or Ohio Kechat Uawat or Ohio Kuch City.
I think we can stick with, Ohio corn.
Okay.
I just
So
got a message from my principal that she needs me out at the bus lot. So maybe I can, if you can you send this to me and I can practice it for next time?
yeah. Do you want to give me your town where you live?
Yeah, where I live now,
Yeah.
um, Huntersville.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, I'll let you go. Thanks
Thank you.
for
I'm sorry,
no
but
problem.
thank you. I love it.
Good.
Sounded good.
Good. I'm
Uh,
trying to get the guttural or the my mouth is dry right now, but I'm working on it. Okay, I'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye. Genossisch.
So then, when she watches the recording, she can say English Yadia Yechet, Ohio Kwana Yechet, Huntersville Yechet Yeti. Child of,
Ohio Kwan City.
Ohio Kwan City.
Yeah, I think that describes it more
Okay.
as a where you belong. That's
Oh
where
yeah.
I belong.
Oh yeah, okay. Ohio Kwan City. Okay. Awesome. Well, Evelyn just got a personal practice session. Anyone else have questions or comments about their self-introductional, their formal self-introduction? Okay, when we come back on Thursday, I have some slides that Shirley and I will go over about the seal. We have a couple phrases we looked up, and we'll let you guys know what we're gonna do. Thank you everybody for coming today. We'll see you again soon.
I think we'll continue with the introductions.
Okay. Sounds good.
Finish.
Uh,
Suye Quasatin.
equity.